back, as I promised you now. Kayle Wykes, South Africa's 10-year-old golfing sensation, has earned a priority invitation to compete in the 2013 Kids Golf World Championship. The event will take place in Malaysia. Kayle's achievements are quite remarkable, having also won the under 7 to 8 tournament at Kayle Golf Club after a playoff against, well, quite an established player, I think. Now, Kayle joins us right here on Sports Live. Next to him is Malcolm's brother. Gentlemen, good evening, welcome to Sports Live.
Good evening, thanks for having us.
Kayle, how are you, good?
Fine, and you?
You threatened me when you walked in, you said you played better golf than me. I don't believe it.
I do.
Are you that good?
Yes.
Speak to me. I was just at a couple of your achievements. You won an under 7, under 8 tournament. You must be very good at golf.
Yes.
Take me through the tournament. How did it go down?
Well, the last part I had to sink for the playoff. And I sunk a long one with my father's help.
Father's help, is it allowed?
Yes.
Is it? So how did it go? Was it a 5-footer, 10-footer? I mean, I know a lot of people at home say golf.
It was like 5 foot.
5 foot.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think it was for birdie as well.
For birdie?
Yes.
So you still have first hole, or in fact the second 12 hole, then you're done?
Yes.
Let's speak to Malcolm. Malcolm, quite an impressive young man we have here. I mean, his achievements are fairly, well documented, as I said. I mean, what does it take to put an athlete of this caliber? I mean, we always speak about, having young development athletes coming through, people who other kids can look up to. Here's one right here, 10 years old, is going to international tournament, represent his country. I mean, he's wearing a South African blazer. I've never had one. So as far as churning out kids like these,
it's quite an achievement, and when you look at Kayle's progress, it was actually quite natural for us that was quite a surprise. But he's gone from strength to strength and exceeded all our expectations. So from our side, we're basically just looking at playing a supportive role. A lot of the times you don't see the behind the scenes, in terms of a kid at his age, you basically hear about it, when he's much older and he's turned professional and he's winning tournaments. So from our side, we thought, let's share his story when he's still quite young, and hopefully it will inspire other people, and to get their kids to participate in sports and show them that we can compete on the global stage.
Kayle, let's come back to you. When did you realize that you were good at golf, and when did you realize that you wanted to play golf?
From the first day when my father was practicing for a tournament, and then I was hitting some balls, and then my uncle was with me. And then he told my father that they have quite a good swing, and then we went for coaching. In fact, when I asked my director to roll some of the visuals, thank you very much. You did send through some pictures. You do have a good swing. I mean, I actually said to myself, it reminds me of Ernie Els's swing. Which golfer do you look up to and say, I want to be like him? Tiger Woods.
Tiger? Why Tiger?
I'm not sure. He's one of my favorite players.
You also spoke about your dad being one of your inspirational golfers. When you grew up, how long do you think, in fact, maybe I should ask Malcolm this, when would you like him to turn professional? Because there's always the other argument. Do you stunt his growth in letting him lose very early and see what he can achieve? Or do you say, look, he's good enough, let's take a chance, let's take him pro?
Well, I think the main thing is around the exposure that we give him. So competing in these tournaments is certainly sort of a step in the right direction. So there's no pressure on his part. I mean, he's 10 years old, just turned 10. So even if it's 20 years old, 25 years old, he's got a lot of years of development ahead of him. So certainly there's no pressure from that regard. But it's just a case of, what separates somebody with his potential to go all the way to that level to compete on that stage versus somebody who's going to be an amateur golfer.
Because then the other question would be, in order to get him to be that big or that good, it starts at this age. I mean, the sooner you start, the easier it becomes. But then it also takes a lot of money, especially if you're looking at the fact that he's going to Malaysia. Take us through that. What's this Malaysia tournament?
At 9 years old, Kayle qualified to play in the European Championships that took place in Scotland in May of this year. So, there's no funding or anything that comes with that. Essentially, it has to come from the parents and the parent support system. So essentially, that's where we got involved. It's like, this is quite expensive for parents to manage on their own. So we basically assisted them with the fundraising activities. So we had a golf test, where we raised enough money for him and his family to go, because it's not just sending Kayle or his father, you need a support system that goes with as well. So we didn't expect Kayle to go to Malaysia this year. The plan was for him to go compete in the States next year. And he surprised us all. He received a priority invite from Malaysia to compete based on his qualification.
Priority invite, Kayle, what does that mean?
I'm not sure.
It basically means they want you there, come rain or come shine. Now, Kayle, speak to me. I got a 2-year-old son. I want him to play golf. Do you think he's old enough? When should he start playing? When should he be as good as you?
I think too he's kind of young to start because he won't understand that stuff.
What is your best course to play? I mean, I know a lot of people say they prefer a links course, they prefer. Looking at some of the visuals there, I saw you a couple of bushes. Which course do you prefer playing?
CMR Golf Club in Florida.
It's home course.
Oh, in Florida?
Yeah.
Just down the road. Oh,
yeah.
in Rupert, yeah.
Yeah.
So you go there often. How many times do you play? How many times do you practice a day? Do you even skip school sometimes to go practice?
No.
How many times do you practice?
Like, maybe I'll work on mostly long game, then short game.
See, I don't understand what long game and short game is.
Long game is full swings and then short game is putting and chipping.
Practicing and choking, yeah. I told you, as I said earlier, the last time I played Ball High was Hands the Door. Fundraising coming up as far as I know, the family and some of the golf, people around are trying to raise funds to send Kayle to Malaysia. It is, after all, representing South Africa.
Yes.
Take us through that.
So we've got a show coming up on the 25th of October. I think it's a Friday night at the theatre in Sandton. And it's a new show that's just been launched. I think it's called an unromantic comedy. Yeah. Something to that effect. I'm not a big romantic myself. And that obviously will be to raise funds in order for Kayle to go to Malaysia.
Is it okay? Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Malcolm, as well as Kayle Wykes. Kayle, if you do go, please do come back with a trophy right on sports site. Put it right there on the table, yes?
Yes.
And I'll take a picture of you.
Follow Kayle on Facebook. It's got a Facebook.
What is your Facebook page, Kayle?
That you should ask me.
Kayle Wykes.
Kayle Wykes on Facebook.
Kaylewykes.
Yes, on Facebook. Do like your page and hopefully you follow your progress. Good luck to him. Hopefully he does get all the funds that he needs and goes to Malaysia and he represents South Africa. One day, my boy's going to wear that jersey. Maybe you'll be his coach, yes?
Maybe.
Thank you very much, Kayle and Malcolm joining us right on Sports Live. Please do go and support them and get the funding that you guys need so that we can send the young man to Malaysia.